One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament. The fate of billions will depend upon you. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast. This is not that, but what it is, sir, it is a Nogger You film review, where patrons of the highest order can request a film, and we'll get to it sometime in the next 7 years. Thanks to our mega bra, J. Lee Stewart, for this one. This is your boy, the Shotokan of the Nether Realm, Jay Hunter, joined as ever with a guide to your nether regions, V1. And the only guy who bought Never Dead, Matthew. I just want to point out that episode to oh, hey, how's it going? And Matthew, hey, how's it going? Just want to point out episode to episode, Matthew is our biggest draw on OSW.
Fucking amazing.
What?
This is the 9th kind of OSW vid we've done together. Over 5.5 million views from Matthew.
Matthew's a draw.
There you go.
That's it. Oh, see, you're out.
That's what the ladies want to hear.
Well, not all of them. Hello, V1. How you doing? How's the wife?
She's grand. She loves you.
That's not what you said the first time you heard me.
I think it's myself, Jay, and Matthew. So, like I said,
Irish premiere, December 15th, 1995. Like, we're all in our 30s. What do you remember from back then?
I remember loving Mortal Kombat, mostly because I wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat. My parents were really strict, but we played Mortal Kombat 1 at Latchkey, that place. I'm not sure if that's a name for it over in Ireland, but that's where Mum was working during the summer holidays. So I was put in this little place where it's like, dump your kids here. It's not a school, but we'll look after them. We've got a Mega Drive. They'll be fine for 8 hours.
Mega Drive
That's all you
version with
need,
the blood code. ABACABB.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some kid knew it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, they're not sweating. There's
What
blood.
was that?
Yeah, oh my
Fucking
God.
Nintendo,
The
man.
Stadia, mate.
Yeah.
I didn't have this game on the Mega Drive. I had Mortal Kombat on the Master System with
Commiserations.
with 6 characters.
I was going to say 6 colours.
There was no Kano, which was probably why when I got to play the actual real version of the game, I always picked Kano, even though he's shit. But yeah, the blood code for the Master System, 212 down up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, on the SNES, it's Johnny Cage's finisher. Instead of the decaf, he just puts his leg inside you for a bit.
Mortal kink, is it?
Yeah, I actually, not so much the film release, but I remember buying it on VHS twice, you know, just in case, you know. The copy I got it for cheap, and it was kind of a bit warped, but a bit cheesy, but it was the best shit. By the way, I did watch this on VHS. The stretched 4:3, the dodgy tracking, it's like low res, really takes me back. If you just put this on a CRT, hides a lot of flaws as well. It includes ads and trailers at the start. Had a trailer for Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan, but they dubbed in Mortal Kombat music in it. Awesome.
If you've never seen him before,
It's him! Give me that gun!
you've never seen action.
V1, you're watching the...
Blu-ray release.
And Matthew, how are you watching this?
I also watched it on the 2011 Blu-ray release.
Whoa. Yeah. So with all of our hot dogging out, oh man, we're just going to go into a different realm of hot dogging actually. Let's get you up to speed. Mortal Kombat 1995 Retrospective, mid-90s. WWF were in the doldrums, obviously talk about wrestling straight away. WWF were in the doldrums of the new generation. GNR tanked with the spaghetti incident, and video game to movie adaptation stock was never lower after 3 high-profile disasters, Super Mario Bros. In 93 and Double Dragon and Street Fighter in 94. However, British indie director Paul W.S. Anderson argued some game franchises are hard to adapt to live action, but Mortal Kombat could absolutely work. He grew up playing video games in the London arcades and on holiday in Scarborough, and thought these filmmakers just didn't get it. It wasn't enough to understand a body of work, you must have a love for it, and he loved Mortal Kombat. By the way, just quickly aside, Mortal Kombat, the franchise, was hot shit at the time. February 91, Street Fighter 2 blew up the arcade. This is when arcades were massive and filled with kids and happy time. Check out Terminator 2 in the Galleria. It's not the depressing gambling den
that it is now. Oh my god.
Street Fighter changed the landscape of video games and, honestly, literally a milestone in culture, which birthed a slew of fighting competitors. A year and a half later, Mortal Kombat hit the scene with a cool Eastern flavour. Okay, gameplay, it's a bit sluggish, but with a badass hook of fatalities, a chance to murder your opponent when you win a bout. Its home console release sparked the creation of the ESRB, the rating systems for games, and was continued with a K the following summer with Mortal Kombat 2, which is my favourite installment. Even bigger banger.
Yeah.
And Mortal Kombat 3 in April 95, 4 months before this film's release. I'm just thinking, we all have Mortal Kombat. We should review these games separately.
Oh,
just do a separate thing, because, talk forever about them.
I just want to point out, I got Mortal Kombat 2 for my 10th birthday. It was
solid.
fucking amazing. Obviously, my parents knew nothing about games, and so I was able to tell them, oh, this one, yeah. Oh, you probably pet goats in it and things like that. It's a lovely game.
It's like Adventure, sequel to Adventure Island.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, yeah, look at the lovely dragon breathing fire on the front of it. Love that.
Producer Larry Kasanoff got very friendly with Midway after they made the smash hit arcade light gun game for Terminator 2. Seeing the cross-platform success of T2, he pledged all his future projects would have the same scope. He founded Threshold Entertainment. Mortal Kombat would be a video game series, a movie, an animated series, a live-action TV show, live tour, a line of toys and merch, a book about the movie, and novelizations of the movie, and the world itself.
He's just throwing all eggs into one basket with a K.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Side note, just getting mad Final Days of Sega vibes.
Holy
Of
shit.
that last season. I was asking Guru Larry about this, and I was like, yeah, Sega, kind of 94 to 97 there, before they went out of business, they were supporting 8 different consoles at the same time.
What?
Yeah, because there's the Sega Nomad, Game Gear, Master System, Genesis, 32X, Saturn, Sega CD.
Oh, your friend Guru Larry.
Yeah,
My
he's
shout out
good.
gave you in the Adam Bob scheduled to be in the WWF Classic in your house. Turns out he wasn't in anybody's house, or whatever it was he said. And then did a boys' stable. Very nice to see you guys everywhere.
That was fucking good, man.
Yeah, was it great? Yeah,
That was great.
This is what happens when you watch every single one of his videos.
He is good.
If that's not a classic boys' stable, I don't know what is.
British indie director Anderson had just finished his film Shopping, which was getting trounced in England, one quote calling it a reckless orgy of destruction. Even though Kasanoff wasn't too hot on the film, he loved one of the fight scenes, and the meeting went well and brought him aboard. They shot on a stage in LA first and then on location in Thailand, usually the other way around. Famous behind the scenes that Tom Cruise was skulking around the LA set while making Mission Impossible and was banned from the set.
Oh, wow.
Why was he banned?
Fuck, get out, mate. Stop hanging around. But he was offered the role of Johnny Cage and he turned it down, so he was just sniffing around. The Thailand shoot sounded mental, like it's a cross between everyone's on holiday, hooray, and kind of doubling down to actually just get through this. The crew stank of booze being sweated out, and this is Johnny Cage saying this. People dropping out from food poisoning, drug poisoning, or just heat exhaustion because you're not used to it. Sounded great, to be honest.
Well, it's like the story about Van Damme being on cocaine during the Street Fighter film.
Go on, yeah?
Van Damme was on a lot of cocaine during the Street Fighter film, and that's his main memory of it. Source,
Get the
Van
Primo
Damme.
stuff back in 94. Just listening to producer Kasanoff speak, it worried me how much he'd bang on about the dazzling martial arts, the exotic locations, the babes. The babe? What babes?
There's one female
Shiva.
in the movie, right?
You know?
Shiva.
Like stone-faced Katana, or the perennial sneering Sonya. They're not like babes. They're
Bad.
Speaking on the comedic element, Anderson said, people are either going to laugh at the movie or laugh with it, so I was very prepared for them to laugh with me. First released August 18th, 1995, to a 5.8 on IMDb and 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is Mortal Kombat. How does it? Prepare yourself.
That's how it is.
That's how it is.
Prepare yourself.
Kicks off with the Mortal Kombat dragging flaming logo intro to the greatest video game theme song of all time. Oh my god.
Johnny Cage.
Cocaine.
This was the soundtrack to the mid-90s.
Without question.
It's still a banger.
Like, this song is known worldwide, even with people who aren't gamers. Like, I watched this movie with my wife, Carolina, and she knows nothing about Mortal Kombat, but she knows this fucking song. She was like, this was a banger in Poland back in the 90s.
I reckon it still is.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone knows this song.
Introduce all the characters. How are they shuttled into the fighting tournament? Our protagonist Liu Kang has a hazy fever dream of Shang Tsung taking his pudgy brother's life.
Which, straight out of the 1980s martial art movie Best of the Best, featuring the even more evil than Outworld's minion, Koreans.
Your brother's soul is mine.
Your brother's soul is mine.
This is my Shang Tsung. He's so good.
Yes.
Carrie.
When I think of Shangers, I think of this lad.
Carrie Tagawa. In real life, he is real soft, soothing voice. So he doesn't speak like this normally.
This character being different from other bad guys that I've done and having magical powers.
Your soul is mine.
Liu wakes up in a sweat and heads to the monastery, the Order of Light, finding out his brother's killer will be at the Mortal Kombat tournament, so that's where he'll be. By the way, Robin Shu here, he's in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. He's also in DOA, Dead or Alive.
Oh.
Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li.
Whoa.
And worked with Paul Anderson multiple times again as 14K in the Death Race trilogy.
Nice.
And he's also in Beverly Hills Ninja, I believe, with Chris Farley. And I loved it as a kid. I haven't seen it since, but I'm pretty sure it's awful. But as a kid, I'm like, yeah, he's a fat dude doing karate.
There's a bit where, because it's usually, okay, we'll just make clever cuts and that's how we'll have him performing these feats. And then there's one where he does a jumping splits onto two different pallets.
Okay.
And it's the worst CG. Holy shit. Like, he turns CG for like a second.
Amazing.
Cool thing, actually, because Robin Shu is in that. They actually play some Mortal Kombat music.
Oh.
Just for like a minute. Johnny Cage, martial arts movie star. He's snippy about being called a fake, even though he's the real deal. And then we get the jobber of the week, the guy who no-sells Cage's roundhouse and takes a bump himself.
It's great.
This is where you fall down.
Tour de force. Senior Spielbergo.
Yeah, the exact same thing written down there. Spielbergo.
Tries to cajole him. This is obviously, he was supposed to be the actual Spielberg cameo, but he couldn't make it. He's very busy in 94. But he did make time for Austin Powers 3 as himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
He made the wrong choice.
My friend here thinks it's fine the way it is.
Johnny Cage, played by Lyndon Ashby, coming off a couple of big budget flops, Wyatt Earp and 8 Seconds, and thought it would work. Rumours that Brandon Lee was offered the part before he died, but he never was.
No, bollocks.
Tom Cruise turned it down, but he was skulking around anyway. Jean-Claude Van Damme was offered the role, but opted to do Street Fighter instead.
Good man.
Jean-Claude is clearly what this character is based on. because back in the 80s, people thought that he was a fake. And, you know, he's like, I'll have you know, I am a full trained martial artist, which may be slightly worked because, you know, martial arts is bollocks, but, you know, I am.
I love the way you have your hands on your hips for that.
Oh, yeah, that's the way people,
I'll
the way
have you
people
know.
give out, yeah.
In Bloodsport, Jean-Claude has the package check, and that's Johnny Cage's big thing. Which weird because like 13 years later, he did the movie JCVD, and he plays a washed-up martial arts star looking to prove himself, which is Johnny Cage.
Full squircle.
I mean, the famous story was that they were going to do a game with a digitized Van Damme, and they couldn't either declined it, they couldn't get the rights, and that's why they did Mortal Kombat and just went, sod it, we'll do a parody of him.
And then he played Street Fighter, the movie, the game, and it was, I did it!
Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Oh my God.
That one was in Dr. Quirky's.
Was it?
So yeah, I played it there, and I only played it a few times. No.
Is it shit?
Straight up no. Because it's tough, because like Mortal Kombat, its niche is in the cool characters and the fatalities and the dressing around the game, and Street Fighter is more based on how great the gameplay is. So when you strip both of those elements out,
oh my God,
then you have the movie, the game, the movie, the game of the movie, the game.
You win.
Jax, is the perimeter secured?
Lockdown tight.
It better be. I want Kano.
Special Forces Officer Sonya Blade. Her sole motivation is tracking down thief Kano, who murdered her partner. He's on the Mortal Kombat rickety boat, so she's setting sail too.
There's no way she made that fucking jump. Not a chance.
Maf, can you give us a bit of, hey Sonya, don't get on that thing.
Hey Sonya, don't get on that thing.
Thanks, Jax. See you in the sequel.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? By the way, this is one of these films, and they're in so many late 80s and 90s, all the way to the early 2000s, these rock clubs where everyone goes, there's near lights, everyone's so close together, it looks like the London Underground, there's pumping music. I was so demoralised in my late teens going to places like this and realising they're nothing like they are in the films. There's nothing like this. Where's the press dudes? Where's the guys in their 40s still wearing their Matrix coats?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Sonya's played by Bridget Wilson, both the most badass and the prettiest Sonya. You might know her from Billy Madison, maybe?
Adam Sandler?
That's him. He has a scene where she's teaching him how to study, and he's like, if he gets a date right or a question right, she'll remove a bit of clothing. Solid. Sonya was originally offered to Cameron Diaz, but when asked to fight, she pulled a Sin Cara, broke her finger. Could have been a wrist, and noped out. Then they asked Miss Teen USA 1990 Bridget Wilson. She said no initially, as they offered her no money, and she wanted some money. So they went ahead with Miss Teen USA 1988 Catherine McClellan, whom you may remember as Jerry's nudist girlfriend in Seinfeld. But that wasn't working out, so they offered Bridget more than what she asked for. So hooray!
Hey!
She should have taken the money!
But you can still see the back of McClellan's head in some shots.
Oh, okay.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Deadliest of enemies. But slaves under my power.
On board, host Shang introduces his heavies, ninjas, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Initially, Anderson didn't have the line, deadliest of enemies, but both under my power, as the audience hated seeing them on the same side, and he needed to explain it.
As a fan of the game, I was furious when I saw them come out, and I was like, this is bullshit. Sub-Zero killed his family, killed him, and he came back from the dead, and it's his mission to kill Sub-Zero. But then he says, they are my slaves. And I was like, okay, whatever, mate.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's the same. When I first saw this, it was maybe in my mate's garage, taped off Channel 5, I think, VHS copy.
Nice.
And yeah, this was the bit where I think they booed.
They show off their spear and ice gimmicks. Raiden zips in to break it up. Christopher Lambert here with his mad accent. Maf, can you give us a bit of your sideshow freaks attacked my fighters?
What? Yeah, you want me to speak French, Scottish? All right,
yeah, give
cool,
it a go. Yeah.
Sideshow freaks attack my fighters.
Not bad.
Do you want to give it a go?
Your sideshow freaks protect my fighters.
You're saying it too well, Steve. Imagine if he's French and Swedish at the same time.
Oh, and Swedish. Yeah. Okay. You're Swedish.
By the way, that's pretty much his real voice. You know, he's French American, so he sounds a bit hilarious. He's actually toning it down in the movie.
Oh, still concerned only with vengeance.
We talked about the character, his vision of Raiden, the fact that he wanted this guy who was a quote a god to have a sense of humor.
Of all the characters in the Mortal Kombat universe to fucking whitewash, you pick Raiden, the Asian god of thunder. Have you never seen Big Trouble in Little China? Because they literally get Raiden right 3 times in that movie. Just copy that.
Ooh, splicey, Steve.
Yeah.
Lord Raiden is the god of thunder and protector of Earthrealm. He aids our heroes on their journey, but doesn't take part himself. So he's more of an advisor. He's there to stop Shang cheating, so more of an enforcer on the outside.
Oh wait, two seconds. I've got to say,
what do we got?
Watching this on Blu-ray was slightly disheartening because some of the effects still look good. They use a lot of matte paintings and models later on. They look fantastic. When they're on the boat and Raiden's talking, explaining, you know, the god of exposition himself, just giving it big guns. Oh my God, was it obvious that they're just in a room? Because the smoke only goes so far, and then you look and you can see that it's a curtain with lights.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that.
Clear as day.
It looks great on VHS, you know.
And a fun fact, if you got the Blu-ray of Highlander, they didn't even bother hiding the strings. When he's in the final scene where he's like grabs a sword and he becomes Super Highlander. It's just strings everywhere.
Oh, splicey.
Wow.
Yeah. Lambert, he didn't have to audition because he was the most famous person on set and was given it after Sean Connery turned it down. Said it was too physical.
We said earlier about Anderson saying that there were going to be lines that you're supposed to laugh with them, then have the audience laugh at them. I love that Raiden goes, "Don't worry, the lives of billions rely on you." Sorry.
Decent. What's the deal with his catchphrase? Raiden has been watching a lot of early 90s Shawn Michaels because his catchphrase in this film is, "I don't think so." It's like he says it when he's getting he's doing a finger to get the lads out of trouble. And when Shang Tsung, he makes a deal with Johnny Cage and he's like, "I don't think so." And then at the end where Shao Kahn's like, "Oh, I've come for your souls." He's like, "I don't think so." Mate.
You know what he needs more of? More like, or duh.
Don't go there. That just happened.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Like it's an 80s holdover that was still happening in the 90s with the kind of sitcom nudge, nudge, wink, wink to the crowd thing. Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone, his gimmick is, "I knew you were going to say that."
Not guilty.
I knew you'd say that.
Sean Connery, can you give us a bit of Judge Dredd?
I am the law. Shh. You have to have the S sound in there somewhere.
The boys arrive at the MK Island. Help me with these suitcases. So, Johnny Cage is the snarky comic relief character. Lyndon said back then the entire backstory of the character was a few lines from the character track screen. So he took meetings with the director and producer to come up with these jokey lines to give his character more of a character.
Good, because he's the best part of the movie.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And now for a taste of things to come.
Can you give it like less wispy, more... I was going to say Asian, regular Asian.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. And now.
No. Shang has the boys over for dinner, but it's a cheap excuse to intimidate our heroes. Beefy masked henchman Flex as Sub-Zero has his ice ball display. I love how they let each other hot dog. And by the way, just favourite jobber of the film, you know, everyone's buff and tanned and chiseled, and there's one guy with a massive roid belly. He's great.
Great. Can't wait to see what the bathrooms look like.
Our trio explore the island and we are treated to Kano having dinner with Goro. If Shank's song's so great, how come he has such a crummy looking boat? Matthew, is Kano Australian or British?
I thought, after all these years, that Kano was played by an Australian actor, and because the Mortal Kombat crew was so impressed with the Australianness that they made Kano kayfabe Australian. No, it turns out that the guy was going for a Cockney British accent. So they went, wait, what? No, people think it sounds Australian. Kano's now Australian, all right? Because I would have sworn on a pile of Bibles that he was kayfabe Australian because of this film, and not because he tried to do the worst Cockney accent this side of Dick Van Dyke.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Good luck, we're above when I shake hands with you.
Yeah, Trevor Goddard, British. He's from Croydon.
What?
Hello, baby. Did you miss me?
Anyway, I love him.
Awesome.
My favourite Aussie.
He's pretty great.
Bit of ska. Producer Kasanoff, he was worried Kano's mask made him look a bit too much like Terminator, so he changed the design, and then he showed some 12-year-olds here, what do you think? And they shouted him back to change it. So there you go.
Awesome.
So thank you, 6th graders.
You kids don't know what you want. That's why you're still kids, because you're stupid.
Well, they are the people who are going to go see this fucking movie, so, you know.
Yeah. If you're wondering why this movie was PG-13, the demographic of people that play Mortal Kombat are all under 18, so... Yeah. Reptile, Pearl Harbor from the front. It looked awesome on VHS. I can't see shit. Like, I was actually looking at the screen, squinting, trying to make it out, and kaboom! Perfect. How does it look on Blu-ray?
Horrific. It looks so fake.
Aww.
Yeah. Do you remember those really bad early 90s dance songs? And they came out with all these like 3D psychedelic music videos. It was basically that on a movie.
The lads, they're trying to find Princess Katana. She went this way. As Cage rips open some cobwebs, like undisturbed cobwebs. Bollocks, mate.
That she managed to like ghost through. Yeah.
Maybe she Metal Geared underneath it.
Ooh. Question. Why does she not have a fan? That's her gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, there is a scene earlier in the movie when the guys are getting on the island and they see her sitting on the beach. And I'm like, surely it would make perfect sense for someone to have one of her fans fanning her.
She has a parasol, Steve.
Yeah.
She could just like carry that around with her instead.
Electric fan in their face.
But they find a fight scene. What do you think? So it's the lads versus jobbers with the heads.
For your first big kind of action scene of the movie, not great. Kind of 2021 raw levels of camera cuts just to hide the fact that your martial arts movie has hired B-level actors rather than martial artists.
And D-level martial arts.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage, he was, he gave a couple of interviews about this and he was just saying, yeah, I know nothing about martial arts, so thanks to my stunt doubles and that. So he can't fight and Bridget Wilson can't fight. Your man Robin Shue can fight. And when this is his first US film, and he was given out that they just filmed the same scene over and over and over again, wide shot, intermediate, up close, and they just keep cutting the film to save a bit of time here, a bit of time there. But he's saying the kind of impact and beauty of fight scenes is completely lost as much as you cut. Like, that's what makes kind of Hong Kong films really great. You got these, especially Jackie Chan as well. They do the one scene.
The
one
fucking raid.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally the greatest fight scene I've ever seen in a movie.
So he was a bit sad about that. I was like, okay, well, what do you have? And in this scene, he does a cartwheel onto like a step. What was that, mate? But you ever see a chop clothesline?
A chop clothesline?
Sonya does a sideways chop clothesline.
The power.
It looked like when I watched the Hot 205 Live main event, Tyler Bate versus Enzo Amore. And God bless Tyler Bate doing his best, because, it's like, Enzo Amore sticks his arm out, his dry spaghetti arm, and Tyler Bate takes a moonsault cell off of it.
Oh, wow. What a worker.
Kishi bump off of Enzo.
Yeah, God bless you for trying.
He earned that ham sandwich.
Exactly. I also appreciate that, it's not a proper kung fu martial arts sci-fi sorcery epic until you see the dudes with something covering their faces so they can be reused again in other scenes later on in the film.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
By the way, Anderson and Kasanoff only have gushing praise for Lambert. They had a 21 million budget, but when shooting, New Line slashed their budget by 3 million. So Anderson decided, hey, we'll film all of Raiden's scenes in green screen in LA. But Lambert had none of that, and he just flew himself out to Thailand.
Ah.
He got told about all the babes.
Yeah.
The babes!
Kang, you will be first. Let Mortal Kombat begin.
Shang Tsung says the tournament's commenced and the entire island is now a battlefield, so he can fight wherever. First up is Liu Kang versus Snoopaloop. Anything?
Probably the best action scene in the movie. Two guys who looked like they could actually fighting. Less camera cuts, less Hollywood bollocks going on. And I thought that this looked good, except for the finish of the fight. It's like Liu Kang beats him with a drop kick while he's running away, basically. it's quite
the
lame.
coward drop kick.
Yeah.
And then Shang Tsung comes in, steals a victory. He takes his soul. And says,
Fatality.
Jump side. Nothing but ninjas.
Also, can we talk about Liu Kang's frizzy hair?
ooh, what was the Kang frizz like?
Oh, it's...
The Kang frizz.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just the time of day they shot this, or it was in between shampoo sessions. It's a high frizz during this fight.
It is pretty frizzy.
Frizz endurance.
Yeah. Floofy.
Yeah, like very strokeable. Maybe I'm thinking out loud there.
So I can just clip that.
Fuck. Very strokeable.
Sonya versus Vinnie Jones.
It's just, hello, baby. Did you miss me?
Yeah. And they use that in his appearance in Defenders of the Realm. You know, the animated cartoon with Mortal Kombat, the people behind Mortal Kombat knowing, we know this stuff's for adults, but we know a load of kids have played it.
Fuck yeah.
Here's a cartoon for you. Hello, baby. I'm not dead.
Love it.
And then he died.
Hello, baby.
Kano hot dogs too long after kicking her in the gut, and we get an impressive head scissors as Sonya manages to not pop out of her vest. With Kano prone, he asks for a break, and Sonya complies.
Oh, give me a break.
Okay.
Bridget Wilson, she did all of her own stunts, so much so the director named her Robo Babe.
Robo Babe.
Hello, Robo Babe.
She's very pretty, but I don't believe her for a second that she's a badass fighter who is one of the best fighters on the planet Earth.
She doesn't look battle hardened.
Yeah, there's a clip during this fight with Kano where she does a spinning kick and she falls and then she jumps back up. They just fucking leave it in there. Of all the times you choose to not have a hard edit, this is the one, lads, yeah? Come on.
I do like the leg grab. That's a great nod to MK1. Down, block, low punch, low kick.
Yeah.
Anything on that, Matt?
This is like a Cody Rhodes match. It may not be the best work rate wise, but it's got the most heat.
I like it.
Yeah.
Except for his match with Anthony Ogogo.
Which one? Was that the America versus...
Hello, Cody.
All right, Cody. Want me to shine your shoes?
How come Tony Khan's got such a crappy boat?
Get over here!
Scorpion versus Johnny Cage. Remember I said New Line slashed the budget by 3 million? When the film was almost done, test screenings, the report back was there wasn't enough fight scenes. So they gave him back the 3 million and they shot the second half of this fight. See, originally ended with the shadow kick teleport, and that was the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh. So we're in hell. Wow, I love that there's zero character development for Scorpion. Like, he's presented exactly how he is in the games.
Yeah.
He's just growling, like, derivatives of his catchphrase.
It's so funny, like...
Come here! Get down here!
Get down here. Stay over there. I'll be there in a minute.
That's all we needed, though.
Yeah,
Does he
totally.
look like the character? Yeah. Does he do the moves from the game? Yeah. Does he yell that? Good. And I like that film in this bizarre forest where all the trees are parallel to one another as well. Because it's probably cheap as hell to get there and get a camera set up, but it does look very pretty.
It looks great. Like, out of this entire movie, that opening shot as they're panning the camera through the forest.
And he cartwheels in.
Like,
not the greatest.
I love it. What are you?
It's sneaky.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I love it. It's so awesome. Like, I will have you know that 11-year-old V1 watching this would have been just
cartwheeling everywhere.
Yeah. I don't think I ever cartwheeled in my entire life, no.
But if you saw that forest, you'd have the urge to do a cartwheel.
I'd be more of a barrel roll.
I remember at the time, trying to get not even, when was it, 95, so there is no internet, So you just have schoolyard rumors, and I'd heard that all of the people from the game auditioned for the movie, and all they could do was say, "Get over here," and none of them got the job. I have nothing to back that up besides it was all around the school at the
Purple
time.
Monkey dishwasher.
I think the attraction of Mortal Kombat couldn't exist nowadays because Mortal Kombat was fueled by that. I think that's something they could have done very sneaky in this, just have a little cameo appearance by one of the little dodgy characters like Ermac or Kid Raiden just show up and just say something like, "Wow, that was amazing. You see that fight? By the way, you better hold left on the desert stage when you fight Cyrax." And then just move on. It's never addressed because that was a lot of Mortal Kombat, the BS that it would tend to fuel the rumors because a lot of them were true.
Oh, wow.
So nowadays you just Google it and go, no, that's not true.
You could only do that like in the 80s and 90s, but imagine if they filmed a couple of scenes differently and had them play in different countries, in different parts of America and
That'd be
Europe.
cool.
Yeah. What was there something they were going to do for the Batman game for Commodore 64, the isometric one? Their idea was to have only half the copies have Robin appear.
Oh, wow.
So they put out, and some guy would be like, "No, Robin's in the game. You go this bit and this bit." The guy just does it and goes, "He's not appearing." No, you're not doing it right. You do this. He's not here. You're lying to me. I'm not your friend anymore.
It's amazing.
That is epic level trolling.
Yeah. Anyway, I love this fight scene between Johnny Cage and Scorpion. They've got a bunch of old pirate ships together. They've got a lot of mold, so it looks like my bathroom right now. The extraction fan's knackered. And it's mint. At one point, Johnny Cage grabs him, makes him do a moonsault, lands on his face. Scorpion's like, "Well, I'm not going to fall for that again." So Johnny Cage tries to do it again, and instead of doing that, he moonsaults him midair and drop kicks him.
Yeah.
He's learning. There's development in that little fight scene. I liked it.
Psychology.
Scorpion, of course, is voiced by co-creator Ed Boon. This is honestly like my favorite fight spot of all time. Repeatedly kicking someone while they're down to an instrumental of Fear Factory.
Yes.
It actually reminds me, Return of the Jedi, it's Luke versus Vader, and Luke beats him into submission, but he just keeps wailing on him to cut off his...
wails on him, doesn't he? So he knocks his hand off and realises, what I've become, his hand, my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I was like, wow, a bit of that. Scorpion tries to block up, but Cage outsmarts and bests him.
Whoa, wait. Time out.
Go on.
Scorpion removes his mask. He's a skull, just like in the games. Flames Cage, but luckily he's got this shield with this pirate ship hell that we're in. Arr. Uses a spear to cut him open. Scorpion's now on fire. That isn't enough, so he throws his shield at him, takes off half his skull, and then he explodes, and then he drops the #1 fan Cage side photo. Fan-effing-tastic. Loved all of this, accurate to the games, and stupid as hell, even if you're not playing the arcade games. A skull fiery dude exploded.
It's so awesome. The dropping of the signed autograph. Did Scorpion drop that? Is he the biggest fan?
Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Scorpion's a secret fan of Johnny Cage. Oh shit, I love that idea.
That's hilarious.
Is he like Mortal Kombat's Jed Maxwell? Just one last thing, like obviously, The Miz, he's totally Johnny Cage.
He
especially
should
his
have
Hollywood
the part.
gimmick.
Yeah.
He's met Daniel Pacina. Here's a shot of it, and it's like you should take this gimmick when you beat an opponent, sign an 8x10, and leave it on them. Eh?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He's got nothing else going.
Of course, this is Johnny Cage's MK2 Friendship, where he signs his 8x10, which is down, 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 high kick. just in case. Lou has a babyface fight chat with Katana, telling him he needs to use the element which brings life to win his next fight against Sub-Zero.
So you're telling me she wants him to throw his jizz?
He would say, no, you can have this, mate. I'm out. Sub-Zero last airbenders a giant ice ball, but the answer is water, the element which brings life. And Sub-Zero gets bested by the water in Fuji's wash bucket.
Question. So they were having a fight, yeah?
Yeah.
Aren't the fights meant to end in like death? And if
with Katana, yeah.
Yeah, so like, are we to believe that they just went, oh, no, time out. Yeah, so we'll see in the finals, yeah?
This was just regular combat.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the C. Yeah.
Okay, here's the big thing about the film that we haven't touched on yet. Goro!
Yes!
Prince of the Nether Realm, the big bad sub-boss. His fight's next. Okay, so Sonya, she had her grudge match against Kano. Cage faced franchise favourite Scorpion. Who've you got? Extras that are willing to bump onto stone. Who else you got? Ooh, Artlene! Another jobber squash.
Yep.
It's bollocks. The biggest diva of them all was Goro. Not CGI, but a massive $1 million animatronic.
Wow.
Created by Amalgamated Dynamics and puppeteered by Tom Woodruff. It's like this 121-pound massive prosthetic thing, He worked the lower arms himself, and the upper arms and face was all animatronic. Cage said it was horrible. It kept breaking down and delaying for hours as the techs tried to fix him. Cast were very snippy as they had to play second fiddle to a broken robot. Even with solid editing and reaction shots, it's quite ropey,
It's very 1990s. Early 1990s.
I said it was 1980s. He's like straight out of 80s WWF. He's just hot dogging, no speed, no stamina, just slow big man power moves. Crush Johnny Cage's glasses to get heat. 90% of it is him just going, yeah. They had to even give up and CG his lip sync to get it right.
Oh, wow.
Director said that Goro was saved in the edit.
I mean, look, I'm no doubt that it sucked doing this over and over again with a puppet/model, but I love how cool it looks. I love the fact that, I know he's not doing proper fighting. He's supposed to be this 8-foot, 4-armed thing. No, I like the fact, again, that it's not CGI. That's a proper puppet. Mm. It's the best puppet since Ed the Duck, as far as I'm concerned.
It's weird how he doesn't fall over, though, isn't he? Because he's so tall, but he's not that wide,
Yeah.
It's like Elegante.
Do you like...
Can you imagine if they had El Gigante
puppeteering
him instead? Just Goro gets the ether rag and tries to take out Johnny Cage.
He sells like he just goes to whoa.
Man, he'd put double Aloha Iron.
Oh. So, Goro, big 4-armed monster, can easily pick up a human, could like club someone to death, rip off their arms. It's like, no. Chop.
The Kali.
And we're out.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory. I was like, no, your man was punching Goro for ages. Like, he's, like his health bar wasn't far down, but it wasn't totally full. Yeah.
I'm convinced, Anderson, he doesn't know what flawless means.
They do it 3 or 4 times in this movie, and the only time that they get it right is the first one, which is when Sub-Zero beats one of the jobber guys, which was, in fact,
flawless victory.
But this one, not fucking flawless, mate. Now, you know what he could have said? Fatality.
Yes.
That would have worked. Or round 2.
And he just...
Yeah.
But Goro does have a phenomenal theme song. Like the dun 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 dun.
It is awesome.
Oh man, there's like a swaying dirge. You can kind of hear the heavy footsteps of it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like I don't know, like Vader's WWF themes, like. Man, top job, Georges Clinton and Buckethead. As recompense for that faulty, flawless victory, he gets blocked and low punched. Johnny Cage, package check. See you later, mate. Actually, Cage, flawless victory's him.
Technically, yeah.
Of course, in the games, you can't low blow Goro, but you can give him a brutality low blow finisher in Mortal Kombat 10. Because he punches him and he explodes like into pieces.
Now, the reason why you can't do it in Mortal Kombat 1, the low blow, is because if you do that, you hit his puppeteer.
Brilliant.
Those were $500 sunglasses, asshole.
Shang hates how all of his cronies are vanquished, like Kano, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, now Goro. So fuck it, kidnap Sonya.
Boo!
The lads travel to Outworld to get her back. See the wide shot with the kind of broken stone face? It's like a destroyed visage. I was thinking, is that like a subtle jab at Street Fighter's Sagat stage? You know, the lying Buddha Ayutthaya statue in Thailand? No. No.
I mean, no.
No. Anyway, Lou's wise to Reptile's Pearl Harbor and grabs him for a fight. Ending on this.
I love the 90s German techno music. It's fucking great. Reptile looks horrifically bad. However, I'm a big sucker for palette swap ninja battles. Absolutely love it. Liu Kang does his like multiple... Yeah, but he
Bicycle
doesn't
kick.
give it the wah.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, mate.
Yeah. Disgrace.
You had one job.
Do the racist noises. Originally, this fight wasn't in the movie. Reptile gets thrown into the statue and gets stomped, but they worked it in that this statue, it was a bookend, you know? Very clever.
Yeah.
Shu actually fractured 2 ribs during this fight. And I was like, thought it was shite. You know, it was a bit too wire worky for me. But there is an awesome Easter egg in it. There is a 6-symbol code on the wall, which thanks to the Blu-ray, we can now see it. No chance on VHS.
Down, up, left, A or down.
This is actually from Mortal Kombat 3. It's the random opponent code.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 460-460.
Okay. Did not know that at all.
There you go.
I wasn't a big fan of Mortal Kombat 3.
No, I hated it.
Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. I loved 1, adored 2.
It's too comic. You know, it's like Monty Python having a laugh with the gore, you know? It's like there's animalities and some dickhead turns into a polar bear. It's Sub-Zero turns into a polar bear. You know, it's a big foot that crushes you. It's too jokey for me.
Yeah, it's Jax's.
Yeah. See, I strong disagree. That was the one that I got to play because my friend Adam Ward had it and I was able to go to his house and play it. So I appreciate it. The Sub-Zero with the red thing over his eye is the true Sub-Zero played as. But the amount of years we played it and he had it, I don't think we ever beat it once because of Motaro, son of a bitch.
Oh, wow. Maybe it was harder on the home console because the first day I saw it in the arcade, I played a Cyrax and I beat it. And I was like,
fuck
I'm
off.
done with it. Okay. Like, maybe it was just an early revision or something and you could cheap them or something, you know? Anyway.
Jay just subtly bragging, I beat it first time.
I was sad.
One credit Jay, they called me the arcade.
10 cent Jay.
That's for different reasons too.
20 pence Jay. So Jay, what is your position on Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3?
Like this. Sorry, I wish you could see that. But it basically just goat seed him.
Reptile gets thrown into a statue, then turns into Reptile the dude, and then turns into a statue, and then it's.
And then he turns into bugs.
I'm glad they don't explain what the hell that's about.
Yeah, bugs aren't
because it's awesome.
It is actually. Yeah. It is, Where's Sonya? Oh, we get a big CG roadie run up the mountain and into the final stage with Slave Sonya outfit. Generous, calling it slave Sonya. Oh, we get like slave Leia. Hey, hey. Even Padme's tease outfit that George Lucas designed in episode 2. This one doesn't even have a hint of cleavage. Because it's time for your main event.
Liu Kang.
Prepare yourself.
I challenge you to Mortal Kombat.
It's your main event. Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung. I do like how Shang Tsung fights different to the other combatants. Like, he's a sorcerer, so he summons souls that he's taken to do battle. You know, makes sense.
Do you like how he makes these ghosts and then turns them into people that can fight? Or were you like, oh, I was kind of hoping for him to turn into people?
Oh, now I'm annoyed now.
Yeah.
That cost too much, Stephen.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, it was a great idea to book the fight with the looming pit fatality constantly in shot.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he summoned some of the souls of the dead people he's killed over the years, and there's an ancient samurai dude. It's nice that they all like see Liu Kang and secretly start fighting him. It would have been great if a pirate showed up. It's like, what's happening? And then Liu Kang dispatches all of them. I thought this was the bit where Johnny Cage and Sonya in the slave outfit would start doing stuff, but they just watch as Liu Kang kicks all their asses, and Shang sees this and goes, oh, bye.
Forward, high punch, and Liu Kang wins. Or actually, back forward, low kick, if it's a stage fatality. Flawless victory, which it is not, is it? It can't be.
No,
it wasn't.
I was going to say the bit where he turns into his brother. He tries to bullshit him with his ability to change shape and goes, hey, it's me, your brother.
Yeah, I know that's you, Shang. Like, I just watched you turn into him. Do you think I'm fucking stupid, mate?
So, with the big heel vanquished, Liu Kang has won the tournament, just like in canon in MK1. And the babyface's hot dog outside, Shao Kahn, runs in post-match and says,
Weak, pathetic fools, I've come for your souls.
I don't think so.
Why does Shao Kahn sound like Oli? He's a shouting master. Yeah, he sounds the exact same as him.
Come after me, Sid. At the fall brawl.
Catch me if you can. Then get back here! Maybe at Stargates you have a chance.
You know what? Looking back at this on Blu-ray, I appreciate it more than I did, because there's been so many adaptations of nerd media, games and comics and stuff that gets nerds riled up. There's some little changes like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but they stick to what makes Mortal Kombat good. Get some martial artists, get some sorcery and gods and whatever cool stuff, get the plot of Enter the Dragon, where you go on an island, there's a tournament, there's an evil dude needs stopping. Add the backstory for Liu Kang, his brother getting killed, so you know he's the main character, even though he's got the dullest story. And then just shove some stuff in from the early 90s that were cool, which were, of course, Christopher Lambert, techno music, and Australians.
Man, that Enter the Dragon, because it's like Asian martial arts dude plus snarky white dude plus another dude go to Hong Kong, get a boat to an island for a tournament to take on a roidy guy called Bolo instead of Goro.
Yeah.
And then you can finish the charming main heel by knocking him into a spike. It's like, fuck!
Yep, yeah. Beat for beat.
Solid film to rip off.
Yeah. It's one of the all-time great action movies, you know? Like, that movie was a game before fighting games were things, you know what I mean? So, yeah, fucking thumbs up.
What'd you think of this, mate?
So, I watched this movie twice.
Oh, yeah.
First time...
How many P? What's the definition in this?
All of the P's, Jay. The first time I watched it with my wife, she's not a gamer. She had no clue what was going on. You know, it's like when you're watching wrestling and there are things that you don't want non-wrestling fans to see.
Yeah.
There are moments in this movie that are like that, you know, some of the acting, some of the action. So it was a bit cringy the first time around. But then I watched it again on my own and I had way more fun because I got to mark out to all the little gamer geeky things. I thought Shang Tsung was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Carry to go.
I thought
Get in.
Johnny Cage was great. I thought Kano was great. The action was so-so. For a fighting game movie, I really thought that the fights would have been better. But yeah, overall, good fun. It's a fun fucking movie, you know? Turn off your brain, watch it. But I do want to say one thing. I think we've got to drop the whole, this is the best video game movie ever, and maybe go with, it's the least worst video game movie ever.
Yeah.
Listen, mate, it's no Legend of Chun-Li. You know?
Yeah.
Because the word best and video game movies
Is a curve,
should be
yeah.
very separate,
Yeah.
you know?
It's the most meet expectations video game adaptation of all time.
Yeah. And the other less worse one would probably be the first Resi movie,
Oh, great one.
which is a fun
Yeah.
movie as
I
well.
really liked Resi 2 with Jill Valentine.
Oh, it's doors.
I was so annoyed because Jill Valentine, and she's perfect for the role and she's doing really well. You should be the main event of this movie, and she does spend a lot of time in the start. And then it's like they're being stalked by lickers in the church, and all you can hear is like, you're looking around, they need to be saved, and it's like, Dinu. And fucking Mila Jovovich Reigns is in there on her motorcycle and saves the day. I was like, oh, now I remember. I fucking hate half of this film.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had to give out about her for some reason. Anyway,
Of course.
yeah, I adore this film. I can see past its flaws because I loved it as a teen. Readily admit it's got that kind of 90s lighthearted cheese. Like Cage has a kind of sunset soap opera romantic chat with Sonia. It's like, I can't let what happened to you, what happened to Art, Donovan.
How much does this guy weigh?
By the way, we got away lightly with the romance scenes. Like, scripted but not shot was a love story between Liu and Katana.
Which the two worst actors in the movie.
Yeah. Didn't fit at all with the fighting. And then there was a fight between Sonya and Jade, and the babyface is mourning the loss of Art Lean and burying him in the Garden of Statues underneath Kung Lao's statue. But yeah, definitely got to take it for what it is. It depends. Did you see this film in 1995? Yeah, it's still fucking amazing. Oh, you didn't see it? Then it's terrible. Stay away, you know. Movie moves along at a breakneck pace, and it's kind of more of a music video, like set to the best, most energetic, hype techno tracks of all time, and that covers so many flaws and shortcomings. So it's hard to give out when you're marking out. So, yeah, fucking love this film.
Beautifully put.
Ooh, reception of the film. Everyone thought it would fail. New Line hated it and wanted it released a month earlier to get it out of the way. But Anderson fought for 2 extra months to perfect the CG. Perfect is, anyway. MK creators Noob Saibot, were flown out to the set. Thought it was cool how big their franchise had grown, but thought it would flop. Midway's chief exec at the time, Neil Nicasto, said 3 out of 10 piece of shit. Mortal Kombat released August 18th, 1995 to huge success at number 1 with 23 million opening weekend, 114 million total against a budget of 21 million. Hilariously, Anderson wasn't around LA to receive his kudos. He actually hightailed it to Hawaii to run away because he thought it would flop.
Oh, wow.
The critical reception is about 50-50. With the success, they could focus on all their spin-off titles that were already in the works. Your man Kasanoff, he had sewn up all this before the game came out on home consoles. It's very impressive. He had some great foresight. So, including MK Conquest TV show and a Music City Hall live show. The Indiana promoter was so happy with it. Says it was the second biggest show he's had.
Oh, wow.
What was number 1? A KKK rally.
Prepare yourself, the Combat Club is here. The Combat Club, the only place for exclusive Mortal Kombat stuff.
Seriously. And of course, with all this success, a movie sequel wouldn't be too far away. In under 2 years, in fact. A film promising to annihilate your expectations. But that's for next time on OSW. We got something for the wrestling is?
Awesome.
segment, because I just want to shout out the MK11 DLC pack with all the likeness and voices of the original MK movie cast.
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Got Kerry Tagawa, then Ashby, Bridget Wilson. Awesome, really good.
Also, Christopher Lambert reprised his role for Raiden as Raiden to promote Mortal Kombat in France, I believe. It's on YouTube.
Oh. What's Mortal Kombat in France?
They call it a Royale with cheese. It's a guy playing the game and he turns to the right. It's like, have you ever played this game before? And he's like, I don't think so.
It's showtime.
Yet again, you betray Earthrealm.
Are you surprised, Raiden?
Only that it took you so long.
I invoke my right to choose my opponent.
No, Shang Tsung, I am not playing your game.
You have already been chosen.
You and I keep crossing paths.
Much to my delight, Sonya.
And that does it for Mortal Kombat 1995. Amazing, man, really enjoyed that. Thanks so much for coming on, Matthew.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. And for your game, we'll join you for round 2 of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Oh, it's going to be something. It won't be nothing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you can watch all of our NagaU film reviews, tips, tricks, hints, colours, feelings, hate-mongering, reviews of Subway, Megapy. I don't know. You can drop us a couple of bucks at
nagareview.oswreview.com.
And if you want to check out some cool both uploads and re-uploads of Botchamania, what did we get today?
Tough shit. Oh, sorry. I mean, there's another YouTube channel that's come up from the... Yes, like Shang Tsung. It'll be resurrected, just be punched by AEW again.
Botchamania again on YouTube. Man, it's cool seeing you getting all your stuff back up.
Thank you very much. This will be an interesting time to see what happens. This is almost like the Mortal Kombat series in this time. Will it stay? Will it float? Will we do too many spin-offs and become a victim of our own success? Only time shall tell. But I appreciate you bigging me up and doing nice things on the Twitter machine, Mr. J and Mr. V1.
So join us next time for Botchamania Conquest.
Botchamania, the animated series.
Defenders of the Botch realm. So it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
And Matthew.
I boo.
And myself, G Hunter. And remember, a winner is you.
It's just the Phoenix Wright colored music.